The student clicks on the Virtual Classes button, then on Recordings to see past or recorded lectures. Here, you can see recent recordings from the past month. Students should click here and then on Recordings to see all recordings from the term start, which begins on the first day. If a lecture isn't here, it wasn't recorded last month. Go to the term start by clicking Recordings. It shows up here. Go back a month to find the recordings. Teach the student to click here and then Recordings to get all recordings from the term start. When does it begin? I do this, and it shows all recordings. If a lecture isn't here, the professor didn't record it, but it was in the last month. Know that you want all recordings, online or by the professor. Go back to the term start by clicking Recordings. This is crucial for the student. Some professors, including myself, have asynchronous lecture recordings. Dr. Sammy, the recordings are there. If a lecture isn't here, the professor didn't record it. The professor recorded it last month. To see all recordings, go back to the term start by clicking Recordings in recent recordings from the last 30 days. This is crucial for students, and we ensure they know. Some professors, including me, have asynchronous lecture recordings for lectures students missed. So, what do we say? Dr. Sammy, recordings are there. To simplify for students, instead of them searching, put every recorded lecture here. It's simple. Just go to the recorded lectures section. Let's enter a course. This is crucial for students. Importantly, some professors like me have a button called Asynchronous Lecture Recordings. This means lectures I recorded but students missed are here. Dr. Sammy, recordings are there. To simplify for you and students, instead of them searching, put all recorded lectures here. It's simple. Go to recorded lectures. Say I enter a course. For example, enter a course with recordings. Enter the course to get recordings. Recordings appear next to lectures. See the lecture name like this week's. A small icon appears, shown later. I'll show it, but stay in this course. To simplify, place all recorded lectures here. Go to the recorded lectures section. Enter a course with recorded lectures. Access them next to the lecture. See the recorded lecture's name, like our week's example. A small icon appears at the end. Click the circle to make it a public link. I'll explain how soon, as exiting means returning to the student, saving time. Show you this step slowly. It's crucial. Just a moment, and I'll show it to you. Let me exit and show it to you, then we'll return to my professor account. Let's take an example. How? Lectures appear here. See lecture names, like this week. A small icon appears. Hang on, I'll show it. Click the circle to convert to a public link. I'll explain soon. No time to waste. I'll show this step slowly. It's important. Give me a moment. Let me exit and show you, then back to my account. Weekly, I put lectures here. I'll show you. For example, computer applications course. Button, asynchronous lecture recordings. This button is empty now. I put all recorded lectures. There's a circle here that you click on, and it converts the recording to a public link. I'll tell you how to do that in a moment, because if I exit from here, I'll have to go back to the student, and I don't want to waste time. I'm going to show you this step slowly. It's really important that I show it to you. Just give me a moment, and I'll show it to you. Let me exit this and show it to you, and then we'll go back to my account as a professor. So, doctor, every week, any lecture I record, I put it under this button. Yes, I'll show you how to do it. I come here. For example, to the computer applications course. I have a button called Asynchronous Lecture Recordings. This button is currently empty, but look, I've put all the lectures that I recorded for them. Because I recorded them, they show up. Weekly, I upload lecture. In week 1, I added units 1 and 2 as asynchronous. The second unit was large, so I split it. The third unit was also large, split into 3. To link, I access recordings in virtual classes. I access virtual classes, then recordings. I recorded, but nothing is available from the last 30 days. Going back, I find last term's recording. Going back months, I see all lectures. This third unit is divided into 3 parts because it was large. So, how do I put the link here, Dr. Sammy? I go to the recordings in the virtual classes section. I go to the virtual classes, and then I go to the recordings. I recorded, but there's nothing available because these are the last 30 days. So if I go back a bit, I can find the recordings from the last term. If I go back a few months, I should be able to see all the lectures. Let me go back a bit more. They probably deleted it. They almost completely deleted it. They almost completely deleted it. Okay. I'm just going to actually enter another course like this. By the way, I had a lecture today. I really had another lecture today in section 57. Here, I recorded it. So I'm coming here. I click on the button in a virtual image, so I press on the recordings like this. Okay, the lecture appears. Look, the lectures I've recorded show up here. What do I do? Pay attention to this part. I click on the button, all right. Before I copy the link, I click on the word recording settings, like this. And I make it public like that. Why public? For the sake of the student. If he wants to study, he can send this link to his phone or share it on WhatsApp, and he can study without any problem. Make it public, okay? If you want, you can keep it public. It's up to you, but it should be like that. I'm here. I came here after I told him a year. Click on this and click on the word copy link. I'm copying the recording link, the button that is called, the button that I named. I'm inside the course, and I created a button called Lecture Recordings. I click on this button. I press on Create Content, Web Link. So I go to the Lecture Recordings button, and here I haven't done anything. I press on Web Link, and it asks for lecture name. So I name it something like name by week or unit. Both are fine. I might say week 1 or unit 1, first unit. This unit you did in 2 parts, explained in parts. You can say part 1. So always make your title clear for student study. So I go to the Lecture Recordings button, and here I still haven't done anything yet. I press on Web Link, and it asks me what do I want to name this lecture. So I name it something like, you can name it, for example, if you want to name it by the week, that's fine. If you want to name it by the unit, that's fine too. So I always say, for example, I might say week 1 or unit 1. For example, unit 1. This unit 1, you did it in 2 parts, meaning you explained this week as 1 part and next week as another part specifically. You can say part 1 indeed. So always make your title clear, so that when the student comes to study, they understand clearly, in detail. The student comes to study, so he knows that this recording is for unit 1. And it's the first part of unit 1 only. Or if you explained unit 1 in 1 week, then it's just unit 1. How? So this is very important. The title, put the link that you copied here like this. Krovi now. That's all you need to do. If you want to add a description, like what you explained or what you didn't explain, you can put a detailed explanation here. If you don't want to add anything, just click Submit. When you click Submit, it will come back to you with the same title you put at the end here, like week 1, unit 1. Of course, as you can see, I haven't named anything here so that the student understands that the lecture on Unit 1 was asynchronous, and Unit 2 is also asynchronous with 2 parts. Students should understand the recording process, how to get and name the recording and track their progress. This prevents Dr. Mahmoud Al-Saeed from checking on you. You've organized everything, so he doesn't need to verify your recording. For lecture inquiries, spend 3 hours weekly, 1 hour online with students as scheduled, and 2 hours in 1 or 2 sessions as convenient. If everything is clear, click Clear. That's about the lectures and recording. This helps you keep track of your rights. You've organized everything. No need for him to check. You've completed and uploaded your work. For lecture inquiries, spend 3 hours weekly. 1 hour online with students as per schedule. The other 2 hours can be in 1 or 2 sessions, as suits you. If unclear, click Clear. And recording it, every week, you are required to spend 3 hours. 1 hour online with the students according to the schedule, and you shouldn't exceed the schedule. The other 2 hours can be given in 1 session or 2 sessions, depending on what works for you and what day suits you. If you have any inquiries or anything that's not clear, if everything is clear, just click Clear. All right, that's regarding the lectures and the recording of the lectures.